Hi everyone and welcome to Terms of Blunder. My name is Milad and today I'll be showing you a game where I played a 1880 rated player, and I plan on demonstrating why as a Super Blunder Master I have the skill set to do things that most people don't. Alright, let's jump right into it. White starts off with b3. I respond with c5, bishop to b2, knight c6, bishop f3, and I push my pawn to a5. And what I want to do here is basically disrupt this side of the queen side of white and catch him off guard. He ignores it and plays e3, and I decide to push my pawn to a4 and hoping that this will potentially throw him off his game. He goes c4. I don't take because I definitely don't want to exchange my rook on a8. So I play e6. He responds with knight a3. I go knight f4. Knight f6. He goes to bishop e2, getting ready to castle. And I put my bishop on d6. What I'm thinking is I want it to be pointing in this direction towards the king when he does eventually castle. He decides to respond first with rook c1. I castle, get my king out of the way so I can focus on the attack. Bishop b5. And I definitely don't want to lose my bishop, so I go back to b8. And it says it's an inaccuracy. It wants me to go to bishop e7, but I want to keep up the pressure on the king side. So he takes my pawn, which is fine. I don't really care about it. And I want to just focus on developing my pieces to attack the king side. So I play d6. He castles. I bring my rook to e8, protecting that and developing it. Plays d4. I take with c takes d4. He takes with his pawn, e takes d4, and I definitely want to stop him from pushing his d-pawn, so I play d5. He plays rook e1, and I push my pawn to b6. The idea is I want to get my bishop on b7 and continue targeting the king side. And he plays bishop f1. I play bishop b7, continuing with my plan. He plays king c2. And I bring my knight to e7 with the idea of opening this diagonal and increasing the attack. Also, I want to try to get rid of this knight right here if possible. So he plays bishop d3, which is great. So now I get to fulfill my goal of taking out that knight. D takes c4. Bishop takes c4, and I take his knight with bishop takes f3. He's got no choice but to destroy his king side pawns and double them, and now that gives me a chance to go in there and start applying pressure. So I play knight e to d5. I want to open up this diagonal for my queen and get in there and start attacking. He brings his bishop to f1. Coming back for the defense. So now what I want to make sure is that he can't push this pawn forward and that I develop my bishop with tempo. He goes rook c to d1, which is the best move, and then I go knight h5 with the idea of opening up this diagonal for my queen, as I mentioned before. He plays bishop c1. Now, this is a great attacker for me, so I don't really want to exchange it, so I'm gonna take that bishop out with rook c8. Moves queen to b3, getting out of the way. I sack my rook for a bishop. Rook takes c1. Rook takes c1. And now I bring my queen finally into the attack with queen h4. He plays bishop g2. I grab with bishop takes h2. Compute engine wants me to grab it with queen takes h2, but what I was thinking is I want to continue applying pressure to this while attacking the king in case that can develop into something. King f1, and I bring my other knight into the attack. Knight d to f4, and with threats of potentially working out a mate. He plays rook e4. He probably wants to take that knight out. And I'm going to pause here and give you an opportunity to be a Super Blunder Master like me. What move do you play here to lose the game? Alright, now, if you guessed knight g3, that's right, congratulations, consider yourself a blunder master. This completely throws the game out the window. We go from a -5 to a +2. And what I was thinking was somehow, my idea was that after he takes with his pawn, I would take with my queen, but I didn't realize he can play rook c2. The winning combination, for those of you who are interested, would have been queen g5, threatening this bishop while also protecting this knight. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I could have had a -8, but instead went from a -6 to a +2. Now it takes years of mental incapacities to make this type of play, so do not stress if you cannot blunder like me. As a Super Blunder Master, it's taken years of practice and hard work to get here, but if you continue trying and screwing up, you will eventually be as good as me. Alright, thanks everyone, bye for now.